Hello, I'm John Rushton, the emotions expert. Why can't you go forward? It seems to be quite a problem today for many people that they get stuck in a rut and they just don't know what to do, where to go, or anything at all. And they sort of internalize this and they think about it and they still don't do anything. And they think they've tried everything, which of course they haven't. And they just wonder what else they can do. And they look and try and get inspiration from various people and various resources, and they find most of the people they ask regarding what to do, where to go, don't fulfill their answers whatsoever. They're dull, they're boring, they're insincere. It's all about what somebody else thinks, how they feel, what their view is, their opinion is. But at the end of the day, this is all about you. It's how you think, how you feel, where you want to go, where you want to be happy, where you want to be excited, where you want to be put into a situation where you can lead your life and not the sort of remnants of how somebody else did years ago, or somebody else thinks you can do this, you can do that. And whatever other people offer may be true. There may be some truth in what they say. However, at the end of the day, if it doesn't resonate with you, you're not going to do it. You're going to still feel lethargic and dull and miserable and mooching around and moaning and groaning and thinking about things to yourself. And it's going to be churning over in your mind again and again and again. And you're not going to get anywhere. One of the things you need to do is understand that to get from where you are now to where you would like to go, there may be a journey which you didn't anticipate. There may be something on the road which you don't particularly like, something you have to do in order to gain the credentials to get where you want to be. And you don't compare yourself to others, because sometimes other people have skipped various aspects of life and moved forward in all kind of manner of ways, which has nothing to do with you. They've done this in their life, on their terms, with their knowledge, and none of that may be compatible with what you've got in your mind, in your thoughts, in your feelings. And it may not be even compatible with anybody around you too. They may be just giving you an idea based on what they know. And as I've mentioned many, many times, always be careful what other people say, because people's opinions of you and what you should do, or even if you ask other people about what do you think I should do here, what do you think I should do there, and all this kind of stuff, it's again their opinion, and their opinion is based on them. It's based on how they think, how they feel, who they are, their fears, their phobias, their anxieties, their passions, their dreads, their everything about them. And none of that has anything to do with you. Even if some are the same, they still are in a different order in your mind. So you've got to look at life from your perspective, being totally selfish, self-centered, and think, this is what I have to do. And when you look at life from that point of view, you see it somewhat differently. It may be very daunting to look at life as well that way. In fact, it may be actually overwhelming to an extent. You think, oh my God, what am I going to do? This is really the outside, beyond my reach, my ability to do something. I'll never do this. It's more than I want, and all of this kind of thing. Well, these sort of negativities, which actually reside in your mind, you've got to actually push to one side, because they are only negativities. It's only your mind throwing these things up in front of you. And if you internalize them and you'll just keep on churning over and over again, you're never going to get anywhere, except more stressed and more anxious and all these kind of things. So you've really got to do something to get out of the rut you're in, to get out of this sort of malaise and mindset which you've actually caused yourself, and nobody else has caused it. And it's not sort of putting on self-pity, but it's you who are thinking about you. Nobody else can think about you. So it's your thought process which has brought you into this particular situation. You've got to change that thought process, and it depends on whether you're a negative person or a positive person. Positive people don't have too much trouble. They can sort of pull themselves out of it. Negative people do have sometimes have a problem because they sort of quite easily get into a poor old me syndrome. Oh, what am I getting? Oh, and all these gesticulations. And this is silly. You must stop that straight away. Stop doing all these moans and groans and deep sighs and tut-tutting and everything else. You've got to bring yourself forward and just do something. Now, you've got to do anything, because even if you don't like something, at least if you don't like it, you will know. And that's positive feedback. Any kind of feedback you get for yourself is positive, even the negative feedback, because you know if you do something, you're either good at it or you're not good at it. But it's better to actually have learnt that situation than just think about it. So I don't particularly like that. It's not me. And then you go and do something and say, hey, that wasn't bad, actually. I quite enjoyed it. It's not my cup of tea, but I actually got on quite well and I'm really quite pleased with myself. So if you don't make sort of judgments of life and you actually go forward and you take a risk, because risk is what life is all about, then you will find out what is good. And if you keep doing these kind of things, you'll find actually you will open yourself up and you will find some situations where you're going to excel. And don't forget, you never get anywhere in life, ever, 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 ever in your comfort zone. If you don't leave your comfort zone and you don't get a little bit sort of frightened and sort of panic ridden and your sweaty palms and all these kind of things, you're not going to go forward and break barriers and actually find out what you really can do. And you will astound yourself, because you will find there are things which are within you which you didn't even know existed, or if you did know, you kept them to one side because it was a bit too much trouble for you to find out if it was true or not. Well, if you do many, many different things, it doesn't matter what they are, just do something, because the more things you do, the more strength you will get of breaking barriers and going into the unknown zones. And you'll get actually a buzz on feedback, all kinds of feedback, and think, oh, I'll try this, oh, I'll try that. Oh, that was awful. Gosh, I'm not going to do that again. But you will laugh and smile and think, yes, I've done something. I've got a value within me. I've got something which is really quite strong inside, and I can do all these kind of things. And I'm not frightened if I go somewhere and fail. Remember, you get 10 out of 10 for trying. You get 0 for failing. And if you fail 10 times, you're still 100% better than that person that never failed once, because all successful people have failed. That's their strength. Failure is a precursor to success, and the more times you get more information and knowledge, the better you will be. To get out of the malaise you're in, you've got to make something of your life yourself. You've got to do something. Excuses don't cut the mustard. They don't do anything at all. They don't do anything but hold you back. Don't be an expert of making excuses. Oh, because of this. Oh, because of that. Well, it's not the right time. Well, I will when this happens. Stop it. Nobody wants to hear this diatribe. It's rubbish. People want to hear you have a go. Someone would rather hear you do something and not succeed than make an excuse why you couldn't do it. And you would be a better person for actually having made a success of doing something. Even if you've had to fail a dozen times, it doesn't matter, because you will then feel empowered. You will feel knowledgeable of a whole range of things which you didn't before. Don't be an expert of nothing. Be a master of something in your life. It's your life. Make the best of it. So if in future you're feeling a bit of a malaise and you don't know what to do, where to go, do something, anything. It doesn't matter whether it's good or bad. Don't let your pride or your anger or your ego get ahead of you and think, oh, I'm not doing that. Oh, I'm not doing this. Oh, why should I do that? Oh, I'm not going to help them. It's experience. The more experience you get, the better it is. And you come across people, and if other people see you doing well, they'll say, oh, that's really good. You know, I have a friend who's looking for a job for somebody who does that. And you're networking. This is all about the bigger picture. Make sure the bigger picture, you are part of it, and not the smaller picture with you just moping in front of TV, watching endless stupid TV programs. Do something for yourself. Make a life, make a go of it. Be you, be happy, keep smiling, and do it. Be positive.